Om Sai Ram, everyone.
Sai Ram, bro.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram, Guruji.
Om Sai Ram, Radhir ji. We'll start this workshop. Hetal ji, we'll start this in 2 minutes.
Yeah, no problem. The voice was breaking previously.
Oh, it's okay now?
Now it's okay. Perfect.
No. Oh, okay. We will start this workshop in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Hetal ji, shall we start?
Yeah, let's start.
Okay. Om Sai Ram, everyone.
Om Sai Ram ji.
Om Sai Ram, Om Sai Ram.
Om Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram,
Om Sai Ram.
brother.
Om Sai Ram, Dhiren ji.
Thank you, Murali, brother. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And this is going to be a visual interaction, so I request everyone to come on cam if possible, so that I can see and talk. That's great. Pranam to everyone.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, everybody.
Sai Ram. Okay, I think you people went through the content of the workshop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let me start from the beginning. So the introduction is going to be some 10 minutes. Let me introduce myself. I'm Murali. I'm not a professional trainer of yoga and all. Whatever I learned, whatever I experienced, that I'm going to share with you today. Got it? Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay, basically I'm from a IT background, software background. Later on, I learned all this. It's a more than 15 years of journey that I learned from different gurus and acharyas, and whatever the knowledge I'm carrying now, it is from them. So my pranam to them. Om Shri Guru Pyo Nama. So to start with that, this is not a professional workshop. Whatever, as I told you, whatever I know, I'm just going to transfer. I'm going to share that knowledge with you guys. Okay. So I need some interaction so that I can know, where we are. We are on the same page. Okay. First, why I named this workshop as Inner Dhuni. Actually, the name Dhuni, we know all that. Now we are all, almost everyone here are Baba devotees, so we know what is Dhuni. Dhuni is practiced by the Sant. I mean, the Nath Parambara gurus, they practice this Dhuni. But I named our group, our WhatsApp group, as Mahadhuni because I was into the research of this Dhuni and the Nath Sampradaya and all that stuff, right? So I named our group as Mahadhuni. But it was Hetalji who was behind this. She said that every devotee, every individual who going to be the member of the group, they are representing single Dhuni, every single Dhuni. They are like, every Jivatma is a Dhuni. And this combined network of all this Jivatma forms the Mahadhuni. That's what she said. No, I felt it's very apt. And that's why I named this as Mahadhuni. And I want this workshop because we carry the spiritual fire in us, the Jivatma, that needs some awakening so that we can be with our Guru. So that is why I named this as Inner Dhuni. Every single being carries this Dhuni with us, and we're going to awaken that through certain techniques and methods, and that this single Dhuni, this Jivatma, will become the Paramatma. This Dhuni will become the Mahadhuni with our Guru. Will become the one with the Guru. This is the very objective of this workshop, and so I named this as Inner Dhuni initiation. This is going to be phase 1, step 1. That's why I call it as Twig 1. So let us put one twig today, and let's start this. Based on the response and how we are going to travel together, we're going to have multiple sessions of this. So today I'm going to share some basics of what I learned on the Tantric Yoga. Clear? You guys with me? Okay, great. You can react or you can show up your hands so that I know you guys are interacting with me. Yeah, great. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. Okay, let's move on to the agenda of this workshop. I'm going to introduce some of the concepts of this Tantric Yoga, what is Tantra and all that stuff. And then I will move on to the Tantric Yoga philosophy, like what is mantra, yantra, and all that stuff. And also I'll be explaining the body, mind, prana, and buddhi. And I will touch some of the concepts of samadhi. And then we'll be moving on to the understanding of the subtle body that we have, because I'm going to explain you on the go that we have different dimensions of our body. There are different bodies that we carry. So we're going to cover the most part of this subtle body that we have. So that's another part, the major part. And then we will go to the practical session of the Tantric Yoga, which I call it as palm chakra activation technique. That is the benefit that you guys going to experience today. And through that, you will be learning most of what I'm going to explain today in this workshop. I mean, the practical experience that will make you understand the concepts that I'm going to explain today. Okay, so and end of that, we're going to have the question and answer session, and then I'll be delivering the end note. So these are the agendas of this workshop. So far, so good, right? So far, so good, right?
So far, so good. Yes.
Okay, great. Okay. So now going to the objective of this workshop, the core objective of this workshop. The core objective of this workshop is to make our brain coherence. Do you guys know what is mean by brain coherence? You guys know the coherence, but you guys know what is brain coherence? any of you can talk with me, can deliver. You can unmute, and otherwise, I can go and explain. Okay, so the brain coherence is the absolute harmony of our brain. Our brain have various functions. Our brain have various, sections, and all these sections should synchronize in a proper way, and then it will bring some harmony in the way that it functions. Because much of our activity is based on our brain, in our brain. If our brain is not in harmony, then we'll be having different levels of disorders. Disorders in our body, disorders in our relationship, disorders in the way we exist in this world. So when we take care of our brain, the way it works, the way it functions, then we'll have some level of harmony in the way we exist. Got it? So that I call it as brain coherence, and we call it as brain harmony. Okay, in neuroscience, it is called gamma waves. We have different waves that we're going to see, and this brain coherence is called gamma waves because we have the neural oscillations of our brain function, like alpha, beta, delta, theta, and all that stuff. That we're going to see in the coming sections. But the gamma is the wave, which is the kind of the super wave that makes our brain into harmony, so that our existence and functioning of our brain will be in certain harmony, and we can perform better in various aspects. So this is the very objective of the workshop. So why we need the brain coherence? Why we need the harmony of the brain? So that, as I told you, we'll be having a harmony in our existence. So if we have the harmony, our physical and mental, emotional well-being will be good, and because of that, the spiritual well-being will also be taken care, if at all, if you guys need it to grow on the spiritual side too. So much of our members here are Baba devotees. So let me tell you this way, that this coherence will help us to reach the lotus feet of our Guru in a better way. Okay. So this will give us an understanding of what our Guru is, whatever this existence is, and that way we can understand our Guru. Here, Shirdi Sai is our Guru for much of our people here. So we will have a better understanding of our Guru, and that will, lead us to a right direction towards our Guru. And that will also lead us to the right direction, what our Guru wanted us to go towards. So this brain coherence is the very objective of this workshop. It's not going to happen today itself, but we are putting this Twig 1 today. This is the initiation. This is the starting today, so that slowly, putting one by one twig into this fire, this Dhuni, will make this Mahadhuni to happen. All right? You guys with me? Okay.
Yes.
Yes, Ji. Yes.
Okay, let's go to the... I just wanted to have some interaction with you guys, that how many of you are into yoga training, yoga practicing, or, Yeah, Sonal Ji, please, go ahead. Oh, you know that. Are you practicing? What kind of yoga you are practicing? You can unmute and talk. You muted yourself.
Ashtanga Yoga,
Oh, that's great. Okay.
Patanjali. It's
Okay.
a mind-body coherence that takes place with breath and asanas.
Okay.
And when you give more attention to the different kinds of breathing techniques, you can control your mind, and then in that way you can control your body.
Okay. So you are...
Asanas are meant to be in these positions help you to stabilize your physical form, so that the reverse cycle happens, that when you are physically fit, mentally you can remain calm. So it is an interchangeable thing. It's
a kind of a cycle. Yeah.
It's a kind of a cycle.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Okay. That's great. Okay. Any of you others practicing yoga? Okay.
I mean,
Yes. Yes,
I
knowledge.
mean, I practice it like Sadhguru was explaining, but not too deep in the program, but
Uh-huh.
just on and off. I follow his ways, and the breathing technique, the meditation, etc.
Mhm. You
But
mean,
I don't.
sorry, go ahead.
I did not. Yeah, I did not go in very depth of it, but I would like to follow it in order so that a certain pattern that I can keep uh, for the rest or for long time.
Okay. You said
Yeah.
Sadhguru. You mean Sadhguru Jagivastev?
Sadhguru, well, he's with the beard,
Yeah,
etc.
that's kind
I
of
don't,
the
I
turban
just
and
know
long beard.
him. Yeah, I know him. Like I follow him, not just the yoga part
Yeah.
and his
He's
lectures
he's
sometimes. Yeah.
we are so blessed to have him, as our contemporary guru, Acharya, Yoga Acharya.
Oh yeah. I like to listen his speeches,
Yeah.
etc.
Same here, same here.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I just want to know, how many of you are, exposed to yoga, the intricacies of yoga. That's so that, it will be easy for me to explain certain things or not to avoid certain things so that we can save time. So that's why I was asking about how many of you know yoga. Okay.
Sure.
As Sonalji said, she's practicing Ashtanga yoga. So let me tell you, there are only two types of yoga, actually, to my knowledge, which is Hatha yoga and there is the Raja yoga. And whatever the physical, the twisting and bending, whatever we are doing for the physical well-being, we call it as the Hatha yoga, right? Surya Namaskar and all that stuff coming under this Hatha yoga. And the Raja yoga is for the subtle things like the mind, soul, the spiritual process. And for this, we have this Raja yoga. So we're going to see only the Raja yoga. We're not going to see any Hatha yoga. There's no physical bending, twisting, gymnastics, aerobics, nothing like that.
Okay.
We're going to have a very simple techniques. Today we're going to see a very, very simple one. And so before getting into this, let me explain. Sonal J, brought the word Ashtanga yoga. How many of you know what is Ashtanga yoga? You can raise your hand. Okay, let me explain. Okay. Ashtanga yoga means 8 parts of yoga or 8 limbs of yoga. It's a concept brought out by Rishi Patanjali. And the 8 parts are yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. These are the 8 parts of Ashtanga yoga. That means Ashtanga yoga. That is 8 parts of yoga. The 8th one, the samadhi, is the very objective of this concept, Ashtanga yoga. The 8th one, samadhi. All we have to attain that, because one day we're going to go and our going should be graceful. So our ancestors, with all their wisdoms, came out with this concept called samadhi. Okay. To achieve samadhi, we have these 7 layers, 7 steps to reach the 8th one, samadhi. So the Ashtanga yoga starts with yama, niyama. Yama means the self-discipline. We have to follow certain self-discipline, like no bad habits like smoking, drinking, and all that stuff. Good lifestyle of healthy eating, timely food, timely sleep, and all that. So we should have some self-discipline. This is called yama. And then we have the social discipline. When we have the self-discipline, we can maintain some social discipline so that we'll have some harmony with the people outside, or with other animals or beings with outside. So why we have to maintain this discipline? Because the third step, the asana, we have to take one posture, we have to sit in one place, because to attain samadhi, the samadhi will take for some people days, some people months, some people years. So to attain the samadhi, our mind and body should be in harmony, in a coherence. Our body should be healthy, our mind should be healthy, then only we can attain samadhi. And why to attain samadhi, I'll come to that later, but most of you guys know what is samadhi is. And in short, as I told you, we're going to go one day. Anyway, that's going to happen. That going should be graceful, that's all. And one part of samadhi is we can, leave this body with all our consciousness, with all the awareness. We can leave our body, just like changing our dress. So this is one type of samadhi. And that is why we have to learn all this. This is the ultimate wisdom that one can learn. And that is why we have the gurus and acharyas came to this earth to teach us all this, so that we will live some healthy life and we will go out of this body in a healthy way. So yama and niyama, the self-discipline and then the social discipline, if we maintain these two disciplines, then only we can sit in one place, or we can do some asana. If we are not having any self-discipline, we have some bad habits of smoking, or not having a good food, we can't sit in a place. When we sit, because this takes a lot of times, we have to sit in one place to do a lot of sadhanas. If, for example, if we want to do pranayama, we need to sit for a while, because there are hundreds and thousands of pranayama. Then only we can go to the other parts of the Ashtanga yoga towards the samadhi. To practice that, it takes a lot of time. And for that lot of time, we have to sit in a place. We have to take one posture. That if we are not in a healthy, if we don't have a healthy body, sitting that long is not possible. Right? Getting my point? Guys with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if we don't have a healthy body, we can't sit. We will start scorching, right? All that thing will happen. Our stomach will do some gut, but all that stuff. So we have to have a harmony in our body so that we can sit to do these sadhanas for a while. Okay. Also, we should have a healthy emotions. Otherwise, we'll be stressed out. We'll be thinking about something else, and all that stuff will happen. So that we should have a self-discipline in body and in mind. We should have this self-discipline so that we can have a social discipline. Our relationship with others, our relationship with our other beings will be in some harmony. Otherwise, they won't let us sit in a place. If we are not maintaining any harmony, and if we are sitting in a place, they will knock our door. Okay, they will tap our head. Something will happen. They will disturb us. So we should have some discipline within ourselves and with the society, so that we can sit in a place, that is asana, in a very peaceful. We can continue that asana in a peaceful way. We can do that asana in a peaceful way. And when we do this asana in a consistent way, then the fourth thing will happen, which is the pranayam. The pranayam is kind of a breath practice, respiratory practice, because the breathing is very much connected with all this. We're going to cover that in the due course. So when the first three steps happens, the fourth one, the pranayam, will happen. If the pranayam will happen, the pratyahar will happen. The pratyahar is nothing but it's a kind of inward journey. Through our with the pranayam, we'll be doing an inward journey. I'm going to explain that in the part of karma, in the part of senses. In the workshop content, we have that, that where I will explain all this in a very detail. This is just an introduction, because Sonaji came out with the Ashtanga yoga, so I'm explaining this. So the pratyahar is an inward journey. For the inward journey, we need to sit. We have to take the asana for a while, some postures. So the pratyahar will happen. When the inward journey is successful, then the dharana will happen. What is dharana? The dharana is the self-centered focus. Our buddhi will be in one place. Our mind will be in one place, which is called the dharana. When the dharana happens, then the dhyana will happen. Dhyana is not just the meditation. People are using dhyana for meditation. It is not just the meditation. Dhyana is the most advanced state of consciousness, which is just below the samadhi. So dhyana, please don't take dhyana as a light word. Dhyana is a very deep word. For you guys to understand what is dhyana, this Sanskrit is so beautiful. The way of buddhi is dhyana. Diye, di means buddhi. Ayana is the path. The path of the buddhi is dhyana. So the path should be inward. Okay. So that is called dhyan. And to explain dhyan, to get some idea about dhyan, when we go to sleep, we have different cycles. When we go into sleep, slowly our senses are shutting down. We are getting into a lucid dream. Then we are getting into the rapid eye movement. I mean, we are getting into the dream state sleep. Then we'll be getting into a deep sleep, right? Then after that deep sleep, slowly we'll come back. The dream state, the lucid dream, and then we will be awake with all our senses. So this is the cycle, right? The full cycle of sleep. So the middle part, the deep sleep, right? That is kind of a blankness. We don't have any experience of what is that deep sleep is, because much of our senses are cut down. Our memory, that we don't have any memory of what is happening when we are deep sleep, right? So dhyana is you are entering into the state of deep sleep with full awareness. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. Because in the deep sleep only we'll be in our true state. Got it? That true, when I say true state, you can ask, we are not in our true state now. Yeah, of course we are not. We're going to see that in upcoming classes. What is the true state of our thing? Because we carry 5 bodies that I'm going to explain in the coming section. So dhyana is entering into the state of deep sleep with full awareness, and where we will realize our true identity. It is also called Atma Darshan. Darshaning our own. We will be darshan our own Atma, Jivatma. Just one step below the Paramatma. Okay. So dhyan is that important. Okay. So we should not that easily use that word dhyan. He is in dhyana like that, So dhyan is very, very important. So when we do the dhyana in a consistent way, then we will enter into samadhi. Samadhi, again, you can see the word, the Sanskrit word, samadhi, which is sama plus di is buddhi. When the buddhi becomes equanimous, it is called samadhi, the consciousness. Here, that is called consciousness. When the the buddhi becomes equanimous in certain state of harmony, we call it samadhi, and there are different types of samadhi called savigalpa, nirvigalpa, asmita, jiva samadhi, and Sahaja Samadhi, and Mahasamadhi. Our our Guru Sainath attained Mahasamadhi. As I told in one of my posts that 15th October 1918 is not the Mahasamadhi, because Mahasamadhi means a state of consciousness that one can achieve when they are living. It is not necessarily one should have attained Mahasamadhi after they die. When we are living, we can attain Mahasamadhi that our Baba attained long back, somewhere between 1886 and 1905. And so there are different types of samadhi. So Ashtanga Yoga is this. There are different steps. We have to climb this ladder to attain the objective of samadhi. And why we have to attain samadhi? As I told you, okay, one day we're going to go. That going should be graceful. That's all. Okay. Until that, we should have a healthy body and mind. And then we have to exit this body in a very peaceful way without disturbing anyone. We have to exit this like switching off, and we should exit whenever we want. When we are done with all the commitment, no one is depending on us physically, emotionally. Switch off. Bye-bye. Okay. So that is the very objective of the yogas. And the Raja Yoga is all about this, the samadhi. Okay. To achieve that state, samadhi, we have to practice many things. We have to understand many things before we practice. And today, the 80% of this workshop is going to be theoretical and 20% going to be practical. But that 20% is very profound. Okay. That will give you an introduction to the advanced concept of the very existence of this body and mind. Okay. A small technique I'm going to teach you today that will introduce you a kind of a supernatural existence of ours. Okay. This is nothing pseudoscience, nothing supernatural, nothing. It's a very common science, because I'm because my approach is always on the basis of science. Okay, I'll be explaining things from the eyes of science. So today also I'll be explaining certain things from the eyes of science. Okay,
Yes.
guys, are you with me? Okay,
Yes.
great. Yeah,
It's clear.
okay, so with this introduction, I'm getting into the second part of this workshop, Tantric Yoga philosophy. How many of you know Tantric Yoga? You can unmute and share your thoughts about Tantric Yoga.
I think you have to explain to all of us.
Okay, I got that. Anyway, I'm going to do that. Thank you. Because Tantric Yoga is one of the most corrupted term these days. Because Tantric means taboo, right? That is what, if you search YouTube or Google, you will get many taboo things, right? But it is not. So to understand Tantric Yoga, we have to understand three things. Those three things are mantra, yantra, and tantra. So let me finish that fast. I'm not go. I don't want to get into the details. Maybe if you guys interested in that, we can have a different session on that details. This objective is to understand this so that it will help us to do certain sadhanas. Okay, so mantra, yantra, and tantra. These are the three things that we should know. So what is mantra? These are the wisdom that our ancestors gave us, the methods. Mantra, see, it is all about the existence, our body and whatever we see in front of us is the gross existence, right? This body, this planet, tree, whatever you see, it's a gross existence, a matter. And there is a subtle existence like mind, the air, or whatever you call it. There is a subtle existence, right? And there is a subtlest existence which is beyond the science, which I will cover later. We call it as God, Paramatma, Guru, and all that stuff. The subtlest existence that we'll cover later. But two things we experience, because most of our workshop will be dealing on our day-to-day experience only. I'm not going to touch much of the concept which is beyond our experience. I'll be touching much of the concepts which are within our experiences. Then only we will have a good understanding of what we're going to learn. Got it? Yeah. So there are two kinds of existence, gross and subtle. For example, gross is the body, universe, planet, or whatever you see that you can touch and feel. And the subtle existence is the mind, right? So to handle this, because much of our functions are through these two existence, and when we know how to handle these two existence, then our existence will be in certain conditions, in certain harmony, right? So the ancestors came with mantra. Mantra is for the subtle existence, because much of our gross existence is governed by the subtle existence, like prana, the oxygen, or whatever you call it. Prana is not oxygen. For example, I'm telling you, I will explain you what is prana. The prana vayu, which is the oxygen, that prana vayu is very subtle. We can't see that, which is there everywhere. It is going inside our body through the respiration and doing certain things, right? And there are a lot of subtle things are there, and that is governing us. To handle that in a better way, we should, our ancestors came out with the mantra. See, mantra again, it's a two word, man plus tra. Tra means delivered. The subtle thing which is delivered, transcendental, whatever which is subtle, if it is transcendental into a better way, is called mantra. So much of the mantra, not much, most of the mantra are based on sonic vibrations, sound based, right? So they came out with that to handle certain subtle existence so that the gross existence will be managed. But these mantras are double-ended knife. If we are not good in handling that, that will harm us. So not everyone can chant mantra if we don't know the technicalities of mantra, right? So that is a difficulty. And then the rishis and munis came out with the yantra. what they did this mantra consecrated in the gross objects like the vigraha or the temple or the yantra plates and all that stuff. They consecrated the mantra in these gross existence and gave to us so that we can go to temple and worship or whatever, or we can have the metal plates in our puja room. Yeah. Yeah, Sanuji, yes, something like that. So this consecration should be proper, to happen in a proper way. See, even the yagna, when we are doing the yagna, the havan, that is also a kind of yantra, because we can see that the yantra is, I mean, the fire is happening in front of us. So the 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 ash, the sacred ash, the udi that we are collecting from the Dhuni or from the havan, which is part of yantra actually. But the consecration happening, the consecration that is implemented or installed in that gross objects, the method of consecration is called Tantra. Got it? So far, so good, right? There are two
Could you
things.
repeat that last sentence?
Yeah. The last
Yes,
one is
last
the
sentence.
Tantra. Yeah, the last one is the Tantra. The third one is Tantra. Tantra is a method. It's a technique.
Yes, technique.
Okay, a technique to make this to synchronize the subtle and the gross. Got it? See,
Yes.
for example, consecrating the mantra into a yantra plate or into an idol. See, when we are doing this consecration to the vigraha of an idol, that is called the prana avahana or prana pradishta. When we are installing an idol in a temple, the person who knows this tantric practice and all the agama shastras, they will be doing the mantras and they will do this installation of the mantras, the consecrating that vigraha, the idol, so that it will get some divinity. This technique is called Tantra. Okay, and the tantras there are different types of tantras. Most of the tantras are independent of shastras, Vedic shastras. Only 10 to 20% of tantras are based on Vedas. When I say the Vedas, the 4 Vedas. And when the tantra is combined with the Vedas, it becomes the agama. Okay, so that is not the objective of this workshop, but I'm just sharing my knowledge. So the tantra, our Baba gave us Udi with his state of consciousness that he achieved. Because in his initial stages, he was giving the herb-based medicine. And later part, when he attained the Mahasamadhi, he started giving Udi because it is highly consecrated of his prana. Baba's prana is highly consecrated in the Udi, in the Dhuni. Whatever the ash is coming out of the Dhuni, which contains Baba's prana till now. That is why it is very much believed that the Dwarakama is Udi is got the power of healing, because his prana is there. See, technically, when we do the prana pradishta, if, for example, I'm doing a prana pradishta, I can do the prana pradishta on an idol or in a space or in a ash or whatever, and tomorrow I won't be there. Okay, the nature will have its own work. I will vanish, but my prana will be there. The way I did certain things, it will be there. It will work on there for thousands of years. Based on the way it has been implemented, it will be working on that space for thousands of years. And that is why some of our old temples are very, very, vibrant, like our Baba's Udi. Okay, so this is a technique. Tantra is a technique. And the yoga that we discussed, the Raja Yoga which we discussed, using certain techniques when we do the... Yeah, thank you, Ashwini. So when we do the certain techniques for our own body, it is called Tantric Yoga. Got it? We can do this method technique called Tantra on different dimensions, on different objects, like temples or a vigraha or whatever, or the plates, the metal plates, the copper metal plates or whatever, that we can do on our own, in our own body, which is called the Tantric Yoga. Got it?
Yes.
This Tantric Yoga contains different types, like mantra. We can utter some mantra, or without mantra, we can do certain sadhanas. Much of the Tantric Yoga doesn't need any mantras. That's a good news for you guys, right? Mantras are very, very complicated. But if we learn the logic of mantra, then it will be very easy. But my way of, I'm going to teach you the Tantric Yoga, which is mantraless. Okay.
Yes.
Very good.
Okay. 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 So the Tantra Yoga. So this is Tantra Yoga. Any doubts so far?
No doubts.
Okay.
All,
Going.
all clear.
Okay, that's great. Okay. So now I'm going to the next section called the inner fire and spiritual awakening. As I told you before, the inner fire, every being, every living being got this inner fire called the Jivatma. Okay. This Jivatma is part of the Paramatma, the Mahadhuni and the Dhuni. The Paramatma and the Jivatma, or the Parabuddhi or Jiva Buddhi, or the super Buddhi or the super intelligence or the individual intelligence. Okay. So the very objective of this is to convert this individual buddhi, individual intelligence into the Parabuddhi, the Paramatma. For us, it is our Baba. Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. So sorry about the audio happening at the background. Okay. So this is the thing. Just a minute. There's a lot of elections going on here, Maharashtra. Maybe that's the thing. I think so. Okay. Okay. The sound is a little okay now. Okay. Now the spiritual awakening. Talking about the spiritual awakening. As I told you, the inner fire, our Atma, this needs awakening so that this inner fire, this individual fire, become the wholesomeness, right? And why we need this? In this gap of convergence, this individual become the whole one. The living will become meaningful. The physical and the emotional living will be meaningful and harmonious, right? But that tomorrow we're going to become the Paramatma, that's a different story. I'm not getting into that. At least we'll have a positive side effects of good health and good mind. Okay. Okay. So the inner fire and spiritual awakening will give you an immediate result of a good physical well-being and emotional well-being. Okay. So that's what we're going to see hereafter. And before getting into that, it is all about the existence I was talking about, right? So let me talk about the existence, different existence, like body, mind, right? That's what I listed. We have the body, the gross body that we can touch and feel. And then we have the mind, the subtle form of our existence, right? When we are going to sleep, in the dream, we have different objects. It is our own objects. We are manifesting ourselves into different objects. These are our mental body, right? Our mental existence, subtle existence of our own. So our existence are on different dimensions, gross and subtle. When we understand these different existence of body, mind, and all, then only we can do this sadhana in a meaningful way. Okay. So the perfect synchronization will happen only when we have the theoretical understanding of what is this all about. Okay. So that's what we're going to see. I'm going to take much of the time to explain you about these levels of existence. Okay. So before that, do we have any a doctor, MBBS doctor here, allopathic doctor? Because I'm going to touch a science subject, a biological science. If there is anyone, please let me know. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have a question to you people, that when the life forms, when a mother is pregnant, when the life forms, which one forms first? Unmute and you can share your thoughts. When a mother is pregnant, a woman is pregnant,
The physical.
which organ is the first one that comes?
The physical.
I think the heart.
Spinal cord,
Heart.
spinal cord.
The physical.
The whole physical.
The
Sonalji,
physical.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So which one comes first? On the physical, which one comes first? Ashwini ji said the heart.
No. Spinal
The
cord.
head.
The spinal cord.
The head portion.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
head, Shira.
Okay, heart, spinal cord.
No, first the
Brain.
head should be seen.
Okay, okay,
The thought.
okay. Let me explain. According to my knowledge, what I referred, you guys can cross check this. The first one is the heart. Immediately the spine cord of the brain. Yeah. Okay. So it will take 3 months for the brain to to have a full growth, right? Then only the mother will feel the movements of the baby, right? So that first 3 months there will be absolutely the mother won't feel anything, right? Please, yeah, Sonalji.
The heart comes first because when you check the nadi, you hear two hearts
Yeah.
beating.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
right.
the
That's right.
confirmation of a pregnancy.
Exactly. We call it as dual nadi, two nadis.
Yes. Yes.
Two nadi. Yeah. So in Ayurveda, the first thing is we'll be checking the nadi. That's the early stage of scanning. Okay. So the first one is the heart. Immediately the spine cord with the brain, with the not a full grown limbs, and then slowly this will grow. The limbs will grow, and when the brain is on it at its full growth, that will take some 3 months. Then the mother will feel the movement of the baby. Right? It takes somewhere between 3 months, and in these 3 months, there absolutely no movement of that fetus. Right? So that means, shall I ask you a question? Like that means there is no life in that 3 months. Yeah. That means that 3 months it is just the flesh and bone.
That is why you can have an legal abortion between 2.5 months. After that, it's like killing a person.
Exactly. Well said. Exactly.
Yes.
Well said. Because there is no individual. It is just the flesh and meat. It is like the nails and all this thing. Just a minute.
2.5.
The one that went again going back in our community. They will cross now. If it is not disturbing, I'll continue. It's okay, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's okay for us.
Okay. So, so the life forms not in the 3 months. It takes 3 after the 3 months, 2.5 months to 3 months. That means, what is life? That puts the question. The body is not the life. You getting my point? The 3 months, body is growing up with all its limbs and everything, the brain, spine, everything. But we can't call it as life. Sonalji, very beautiful way she said that legally it is, we can't do certain things after 3 months, 2.5 months, 3 months abortion, because the individual is there. The pain and everything is there. It's killing, murder. So it is not allowed. So the first 3 months, it is just the flesh and it's a meatball. That means it's called jada, or lifeless. Right? So where does this life enters? What is the life is called? If this body is not the life, then what is the life is called? Which one is the life? Or what is the life? Brain? Sonalji, you are saying brain?
Yes, when the mind is there, mental.
Okay. So
Brain is activated.
Okay. Brain is
Thinking
just another.
thought, yes, there is a feeling to it.
Okay.
The thought.
Okay. This is the most important matter that we need to clear. Then only we will move to the next section. Okay. So once everyone is clear about this, then I will move to the next, because this is very, very important on this. Okay. Sonalji says the mind or the thoughts. So what about others? What is life here?
Anubhava or
Or
experience?
Intellect.
intellect. Ashwini ji, you said something.
Experience. Anubhava or experience?
No, your audio is not. Anubhava or experience. Okay, again it is mind and
Yeah.
thoughts only. Anubhava or the the result of the thoughts and mind, right? So what is life? What is life here?
The feelings, no?
Again, that's the result of the thoughts and minds.
I think once
Anyone?
we have the heartbeat, so that time we say there is life in that particular object.
The prana? The prana?
Who said prana?
Me, Ashwini.
Ashwini ji, prana. Okay. And Deepti ji said that the heartbeat.
Heartbeat, yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Heartbeat is again another. It's just the physicality. It's just the flesh that needs a. It's still there. It's just pumping, because it needs the air and oxygen and the blood to be conducted from the mother to the fetus. So the heart is there. Heart cannot be life, because the movement happens.
Is it like at that point, like once we have the heartbeat, is it at that point like the soul
Heartbeat is a kind of an extension of mom's umbilical cord.
So it's not like the soul has entered the womb at that point in time.
Soul is as of now, we don't have any experience about the soul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
We will talk
because-
only the things that are under our experience. Slowly
Yeah.
we will get into that
Okay.
other dimensions of what you are saying, the soul. Okay, we'll try to identify what is that soul is. So okay, let me cut short here. The life. See, as per the medical science, the first neural impulse that happens in our brain, then the baby moves, the limbs and other things move. So they call it as the first neural impulse. The first neural impulse, it's a brain activity happening within the neural network. Okay, it is an electrical thing that happens. The neural networks communicate between its other networks, the neural networks, through the electrical discharges, right? And then the baby moves. So this is somewhere the life starts. Okay, that electric. I'm not saying that the electrical or the electricity has a life, but there is something else working behind that creates that electricity, and then the life starts there. Okay, so now we have an idea that this body is not the life, right? This body is not us. Am I right? Excuse me for I'm going to have some violent phrases statement here, that if I'm going to dissect your body, your nose, I cut and put it somewhere. If I'm going to cut your fingers and put it somewhere, still you'll be there. And that is your finger, that is your nose, right?
Yes.
But you will be there, right? So this body is not us. Got it? Just try to give a deep thought into that. This body is not us. We are working through this body, right? We very well know that as a baby, when we form, just the body is getting formed in the first 3 months. Then after that 3rd month, in some form, we are entering into the body, where our Deepti ji said soul, Archini ji said soul, and I'll come to that part later on. But the buddhi is the central force that we can consider as Atma or Jivatma or the life. Getting my point? Buddhi. When I say buddhi, It is not just the intelligence or intellect. It is the primordial force that makes one to be aware of their own. We call it as consciousness, right? When we filter out our body, when we do this elimination process of filtering out our body from ourselves, filtering out means cutting down, eliminating our body, because body is not ours. This body is not us. The brain cannot be us, right? Even the thought is not us, because from the time we got up to the time we go to the bed to sleep, we have different types of thoughts. Not a single thought is there. When we are one, why we have different thoughts? Because the thoughts are triggered by different aspects. The thoughts are not us. The thoughts are from us, right? The thoughts are from us. Thoughts are not us, right? Then who is us? Who is that? The body is not us. The mind is not us. The body is not you. The mind is not you. Then who are you?
The consciousness.
What is consciousness?
Well, the awareness that, of course,
You are using a different word for the consciousness.
Yeah, synonym.
Yeah, synonym. Okay.
We are the memory that we are one with the creator. That is us.
A creator is not in our experience as of now.
But the samskaras are there.
That's a concept.
Yes.
Samskaras is the result. Again, it is like the mind and its thoughts and its results, like the bhava or the experience.
Or like our personality or character.
Personalities and characters are the results
The ego,
of our
what
thoughts
we
and minds.
call.
Egos or
Yeah.
whatever is the result of our mind, right? Thoughts.
Yeah.
And who we are actually in all this.
We are the soul. Atma.
So a soul is another name you are giving to my question. Someone said consciousness. Aviraji said consciousness. You are giving another name to that. Soul. Still the question is open. What is soul? Where is soul? Okay. Okay. Let me help you guys. Watch carefully. Listen carefully, and watch carefully. I'm talking in front of you, right? I'm right. You guys are watching me in front of you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
How you are seeing me? Through your eyes? Right?
Of course, yeah.
You are seeing me through your eyes. The seeing is happening through your eyes, and seeing is the experience that is happening in your brain. The seeing is happening in your brain through your eyes. The eyes is not seeing. Eyes are the ways to see things. Like inside the room, I open the window, I'm seeing the sky. The window is not seeing the sky. I'm the one seeing the sky, right? The same way, the eyes are like the windows through which we are seeing the outside world. Who is the seer?
The mind.
The mind. Mind is just packs of thoughts. As I told you, it's not.
Brain or buddhi?
Brain is a physical thing.
Okay, buddhi.
Buddhi. Okay, I'll come to that. Now, I'll help you guys that you guys seeing me in front of you through your eyes, sitting in front of you, right? The seeing is happening in you. Right. Now watch carefully and listen carefully. This is little tricky, but if you put some focus, then you will understand what you are. You're going to understand what you are. Okay? Maybe this will turn your life. I don't know how focus you're going to put on what I'm going to say now. That will turn your life. Okay? Because this will give you an idea of what you are. Okay? So now listen to me carefully and watch carefully that you people are watching me through your eyes, and I'm talking from in front of you through some medium, and this seeing and hearing is happening in you. Am I right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now we know the eyes are not you. You know the brain is not you. You know the minds are not you. but still you are witnessing this. Got it?
Yes.
The one who is witnessing and seeing and experiencing, we call it as an experiencer as of now. The experiencer experiencing all this through the eyes, through the ears. And we call these eyes and ears as the senses. In our Ayurveda, in Yoga Shastra, it is called the five senses. The five senses through which we exist. We are identifying ourselves as a body, human, man, that, this, mother, father, all this thing, right? But these are the gateway through which we are identifying ourselves. Through eyes, through the ears, through the nose, to the mouth, to the touch sensation. From the day we born, we accumulated a lot of memories. We gathered a lot of data, and we built upon layers and layers of information, and we call it as Murali or whoever it is. Right? These are the data. If I take out all the data, what is there?
Nothing. Blank.
Yeah. And that is what your state when you are in the deep sleep. Back because you are cutting down your senses and you are getting into a deep state of consciousness. You said, no? You are blank, right? And that is what happening when we are getting into the deep sleep. When we are getting into the deep sleep, we are cutting ourselves from all these memories, from all this data. When we are cutting out from all this data, we are empty. Shiva is also called nothing. We are kind of Shiva. When we cut down ourselves from these senses, these five senses, essentially these are the five senses that is making an individual. When we are cutting down this five gateways or the senses, then there is something what remains is kind of maybe we are closer to what we are. We are coming to the closer to the truth of what we are. And we call it as Atma, Jivatma, Buddhi or whatever. Got it? So this, please, let me recap that. You are seeing me in front of you through your eyes and listening through your ears, but you very well know that your eyes and ears are not you. Your brain is not you. Your thoughts are not you. But the experiencer, you know that is there. That the experiencer is you. Right? That experiencer is somewhere in some existence. And Ashwini rightly said, blankness. When we are cutting down all the data, what remains is the blankness. When we are in the deep sleep, this blankness is there. But when we enter that state of blankness with the awareness, then we know what we are. Getting my point? We will have a different session on that later on. This is as of now. Yes, Ji.
Is that like Aham Brahmasmi?
Aham Brahmasmi. Yeah, it's an expression of the truth. It is one of the Vakya from the Chaturvakya. There are 4 Vakyas, Chaturvakyas. Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi, Ayam Atmam Brahmam, Prajnanam Brahmam. These are the 4 Vakyas, all we call as Mahavakyas. These are the essence of the Vedas. Right? This is the expression, different expressions of one truth. When we say Aham Brahmasmi, that is, I am Brahman. Aham Brahmam Asmi. I am being the Brahman. Tattvamasi is, that is this. These are the expression. Tattvamasi, Tat, Tuvam, Asi. These are the 3 words, right? First one, Aham Brahmam Asi. That is, I am the Brahman. Tattvamasi is that, Tuvam, Asi. That is this. Tattvamasi. And then I am Atman Brahman. Everything is Brahman. That is the 3rd expression. And the 4th expression is water that realizes this truth, that is also the Brahman. Prajnanam Brahman. So these are the expressions of one truth from different perspectives. And that is what we're going to realize that in our experience, this truth, through sadhanas, practical sadhanas, not through the theoretical sessions. Got it? So today we are putting some effort, initiating that to experience that Chaturvakyas, the Mahavakyas, in our experience. Okay, practically. Okay, now getting into the point that now we know we are an experiencer. I'm stopping there. And that experience is a witness of things happening. Because the one which is experiencing all that experiencer doesn't have anything outside. Am I right?
Yes.
You are experiencing everything through your eyes, nose, mouth, or whatever. That is not you. Right? So you are experiencing the experiences through external tools that are not yours. Got it? Any doubts so far? Because we're going to the next one. Okay. So let us stop here. This experiencer as a jivatma. When we filter out all these senses and body and everything, what remains is the experiencer or the jivatma or the buddhi. Okay. We'll stop here. We'll go to the advanced sessions of this later on. Why I'm stopping here? I'm going to explain again the different levels of existence of ours. Okay. So there is 5 basic. We have 5 bodies. Every being, every living being, or every being got 5 bodies. Annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, and anandamaya kosha. These are the 5 bodies. Every living being, every being will have 5 bodies. 5. The kosha means cover, sheath. Okay. So these are the 5. We are existing through 5 bodies. Okay. Annamaya kosha is the body made of food. Anna. The body that we can touch and feel is made of food. Our parents gave us this body through their seminal fluids. Right? We came out of that. That liquid is made of food only. The food that we are eating converts into blood, and blood converts into the seminal fluids, the sexual fluids, basically. And that helps the reproduction and the baby born. So the baby is coming out of food only. So again, we are eating food and we are growing up with the food. The body grows up with the food. So the body that we have, the touch that you can touch and feel is the Annamaya Kosha, body made of food. This is one existence of ours. The second thing is Pranamaya Kosha, which is the prana is the vital energy or the life energy or universal energy that holds the body, mind, and the soul, or the buddhi. If someone got a very feeble, weak prana, that means they will die soon. That prana will become weak for various reasons, like because of diseases, because of accident, because of someone trying to kill someone. Because of that, the prana will become feeble in the body, and the buddhi or the soul will exit the body, because the atma cannot sustain its existence in the body, because the prana is the one that holds body and the life. Got it? So there is a prana. Today we're going to feel our own prana. Okay. Physically, we're going to feel our prana. See, we have the experience of feeling our body. We are touching our Annamaya Kosha, but we don't have the experience of Pranamaya Kosha. Today we're going to experience the Pranamaya Kosha. And then the third one is the Manomaya Kosha. That also we experience that when we are going to sleep in the dream, we are seeing a lot of objects that getting manifested. It is our own. If we are seeing an elephant in our dream, it is us only. It is us manifested as elephant. If we are seeing someone unwanted, it is only us. Okay. If we are seeing some loved ones in our dream, it is only us. So it is our own mental body that is getting manifested at different objects or different beings. So this is called Manomaya Kosha, mental body. And then comes Vijnanamaya Kosha, which is nothing but the Buddhi. We are talking about the Buddhi, na? Or Jivatma, or whatever you call it. That Buddhi. Buddhi is the fourth layer we have. Vijnanamaya Kosha. And the fifth one is Anandamaya Kosha, which is none other than the God or Paramatma or whatever you call it. That is the ultimate one, the ultimate body. And from this body, everything get sprouted out. Got it? From the Anandamaya Kosha, the other four got sprouted out. And we are thinking we are individuals. When we realize we are not, then where we are, we will be in the Anandamaya Kosha. Ananda means not just happiness, because Ananda is considered as happiness. Ananda means beyond happiness and sorrow, a state of mind and state of consciousness beyond happiness and sorrow called Ananda. So yes.
The bliss beyond
Yeah.
sorrow and happiness.
Yes. So the Anandamaya Kosha is a state of consciousness, or you call it as Parabrahmanyan or Brahmajnan or Paramatma, which is called the Anandamaya Kosha. That is the actual body of ours. We have to shed all these four to retain the actual one, the original one. And this is called samadhi. When we shed all these four, Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, when we shed all these four, then what we attain is the Anandamaya Kosha, which is also called samadhi. And between shedding this Vijnanamaya Kosha and Anandamaya Kosha, there are different levels. That gives rise of different samadhis. Jiva Samadhi, Sahaja Samadhi, Nirvikalpa, Vikalpa, Sarvikalpa, all this. So that is the transition part between shedding the Vijnanamaya Kosha and getting into the Samadhi, or the Anandamaya Kosha. Okay? So these are the different stages of Samadhi. So these are the different 5 existence of our being. Only when we know this, then we can start working on the yoga sadhana that we're going to learn today, which I called as palm chakra. Okay, before getting into that, I will introduce one more thing which is very, very, very important, which is the pranayam. Okay, because so far we were talking about the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, right? This is, we have to uplift our consciousness, our awareness towards the Anandamaya Kosha. To uplift that, we have to take the help of prana. The prana is going through our respiration, through our breathing. Respiration or breathing is not prana. Prana is going through that. Prana is the vital force that is going. Today we're going to feel that. We're going to experience, physically we're going to experience our prana. But that is the thing we're going to use through our respiration to uplift our awareness towards the Anandamaya Kosha, which we call it as pranayam. Through the pranayam, we will be doing this. Okay? So, pranayam. Let me explain pranayam. As I told you, prana is not the, many people are misunderstanding prana with the oxygen. Prana vayu is oxygen. Prana is not. In the oxygen, there is prana. In fact, prana is everywhere. Okay. See, in fact, everything are gases and vayus. We have 10 vayus. Prana is the ultimate one. Then we have the apana, we have yana, samana, udana, devadatta, griga. All this, they have different functions. The prana enters into our body through the prana vayu, and there are other 9 vayus, basically 5, and then the 5 subcategories. That's responsible for the digestion, blinking, coughing, all that. So these are the vayus. When we have some, see, for example, apana is got the responsibility of exertions, right? And reproduction. If someone got the infertility issue, when we work with the apana, then their infertility issue can be addressed. Or if someone got the constipation, okay, when we work with the apana, when we fix the apana, probably the constipation can be fixed. I'm talking from the Ayurveda context. Okay. So if someone have a problem of digestion, we have to take care of the samana vayu. When we take care of the samana vayu, then the digestion will be taken care, acid reflux, that, this, everything. Okay. If we are taking care of prana vayu, our lungs will be taken care, our livers will be taken care, kidney will be taken care, because prana is the most essential thing. Okay. So these are the why we have to know. Going forward, we're going to learn all that. We should learn the vayus, then only we can do the proper sadhana. And it is very simple. It is not rocket science. It's very, very easy to learn. Okay. In a very easy way, I'll try to bring it. I will simplify these concepts and I will try to share with you guys. So prana is the most important thing that holds the body and the life. When we have a better prana in our body, then this body will do its best. When the body is good, our emotions will also be good. If the body, does some disorders, then our emotions will also get disturbed. So it's kind of a cycle. If the emotion get disturbed, the physicalities will get disturbed. It goes on like that. So if we take care of either one of that, slowly we can fix the other also. Okay. So the prana is the one between these two. When we take care of the prana, we can take care of the physicality and the emotional well-beings, the physical and emotional well-beings. So the prana is very, very important, and the pranayam will help us on that. I'm not going to teach pranayam today because it is not that easy to teach like any other YouTube videos. Pranayam should not be taught that way. It needs a lot of understanding between you and me. I need to understand your anatomy and all that stuff. Then only I can teach you pranayam. I need to know your three dosha. We have the three doshas here. I have to understand your three dosha, the nadi. Then only I can teach you the pranayam. Okay. And the nadi, important thing. Nadi, and we know the nerves and veins, right? In the nerves and veins, we have the blood circulations going on. Am I right? And in the nadi flows the prana. Okay. In the nerves and veins, the blood flows, and nadi is a subtle channel. Through that, the prana flows. If the prana is blocked somewhere, then we will have the physical ailments or the emotional ailments, mental ailments, all that stuff. When we are taking care of that blockages, then the physical challenges, physical ailments will be taken care. So doing this sadhana will also take care of our physical well-being. Okay. So far, so good. Are you guys with me?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Okay. So I also mentioned about the cerebrospinal fluid, CSF, and the pranayam. It is very, very important. After that, we'll get into the practical session. The CSF is a fluid that, it's a gland that the secretion happens from our brain to our body, okay, through our spinal cord. Okay, that get produced in our brain, and that drifts down through our spinal cord. When that drifts down through our spinal cord, it got distributed to all the nervous system, central nervous system in our body, and our physical and other things, well-beings are taken care. When there is no enough CSF produced, we will have all kinds of ailments. So when we do the pranayam, there will be enough production of CSF, and there is enough a healthy, channeling of the CSF from the brain to the spinal cord, to the end of the spinal cord. This will take care much of our physical well-being, and also it will take care of the spiritual well-being. So the pranayam will help us to do this because we are doing the respiratory practice now. Because of this inhalation and exhalation, holding the breath, inhalation, holding the breath, exhalation, again inhalation, holding the breath, exhalation, all this thing. What basically it does, this works with our spine cord basically. If any of you doesn't know, the breath is not just up to the lungs or the diaphragm, it actually goes up to the sacrum bone. Because when the lungs goes like this, our diaphragm goes like this, right? Our diaphragm goes like this. When the diaphragm goes like that, the pelvis bones will also get disturbed like that. When I say disturbed, in a positive way. So the diaphragm disturbs the pelvis area, and because of that, the sacrum, say when I say the sacrum bone, which is the tailbone of our spine, the end of the spine, there is a tailbone, right? That is called the sacrum. So that will move like this. Got it? Because of the inhalation, exhalation, because of the pelvis area, because of the pelvis area getting expanded like this, right? And because of that, this sacrum bone will move like this, which we don't know actually. In a very gentle way, it will happen. And you know what happens basically? There is a central canal, spinal canal, that connects the brain and the tailbone. That is inside the spine, the spine cord. There is a thing called spinal canal. Through the spinal canal, the CSF, the cerebrospinal fluid, drifts down. So when we are breathing, the sacrum bone basically pushes that. It expands, again it contracts. It expands and goes like this. Because of this, the CSF that is flowing through the central canal, again it will go back to the brain. This cycling is happening based on the person's health. It happens somewhere between 12 to every 12 hours or 8 hours. That means every day it happens twice or thrice. That means our brain is basically getting washed by the CSF twice a day or thrice a day. And why it is needed? If it is washed, if the brain is washed, all the waste, the toxics of our brains will wash and will have some clarity. And the oscillation which I talked at the very early of this workshop, no? There are 5 the neural oscillations. Remember the alpha, beta, delta, theta, and all that stuff. This will happen in a nice way. And when we do this sadhana, there is another wave called gamma wave that makes a perfect harmony in our brain. That will give you the brain coherence. So the pranayam will help us, the CSF circulation in our spine, and that will help our brain health, and that will also help our, yes, Sonalji.
Are you talking of a lymphatic drainage?
Yeah.
The same thing.
The drainage will happen that way only.
That this liquid which you're talking of, the cerebrospinal fluid,
Yes.
that is the lymphatic drainage you're talking.
Yeah. It's a lymphatic. It happens through the ventricle, all these things. It goes down, drips down through the spine cord. And that is very, very important to keep our body healthy. And that is what we're going to use it for our spiritual progress also. And we call it as Kundalini and all that stuff, Shakti path and all that stuff. When we handle this in a proper way, that will become Kundalini. Got it? So when this drifts down, much of our energy is, getting accumulated at the sacrum bone area. Okay? And much of this energy will be around the kidney. Much of this energy will be around this Muladhara. There we have 7 chakras, right? Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, Vishuddhi, Agna, and the 7th one is the Sahasrara. So this Muladhara contains much of this that will get released. When that gets released, that will go straight up towards, because it's a heat energy. And no, when there is a fire, you can see when the fire pushes up the ashes, right? So the heat energy is like that. We have the heat energy in our sacrum area, in the Muladhara. That will send the energy, that will send up the energy up towards the brain, and that creates the gamma waves. When suddenly it is released, right, through the sadhana, when we are releasing this energy from the sacrum area towards the brain, okay, that creates the gamma. Gamma is scientifically proved. It is there. It is not a pseudoscience. It is there. You can check online. Gamma waves. Gamma waves is the most efficient brain function. Gives you the most efficient brain function. It will keep you spiritually good. It will also keep you, materialistically also good. It will give you the fine balance between these two. Got it? So that we can do the Niskama Karma Yoga in a very good way, like a Krishna, Sri Krishna or Rama. Right? They are the best example for this. They perfectly balanced the spirituality and the worldly things. Right? So when we activate this gamma, when we produce this gamma, by releasing the energy from the sacrum to the brain. That will give us this balance. When I say the balance, it is the sympathetic and parasympathetic brain things. All these things will happen. The harmony will happen. So that happens through the prana. Pranayam will influence the CSF circulation. Brain will get washed. Brain will get activated. The gamma will get produced, and that will take care of other things: physical well-being and the spiritual well-being. That's what we're going to see in the future. So for that, today we're going to start with the palm chakra, because I told you we have different energy centers in our body, right? And also in our palm, in the center of our palm, we have a chakra here. We call Hasta chakra or the palm chakra. Okay? In both of our hands, the center of our palm, we have the Hasta chakra, because this chakra is everywhere. Got it? The chakra is the place where the energy meets. When the energy meets, it becomes chakra, because the energy is flowing through nadis called Ida and Pingala. When the Ida and Pingala meets, it meets and goes like this. When it meets and goes, that forms a chakra, the energy circle, right? And we have some 6 fundamental chakra, and the 7th one is infinite. So
chakras are
prana
basically chakras are
Yes,
basically the junction points.
yeah, it's a meeting point of this Ida and Pingala. The Ida, the prana flows through the Ida, the prana flows through the Pingala, meets in the Sushumna, the central, which is actually located somewhere near to the spinal canal. Actually, it is an invisible path, Sakti path. When the prana meets there and goes like this, and through certain sadhana, pranayam, what will happen? This prana will go through the Sushumna. When it goes through the Sushumna, not through the Ida and Pingala, it will go through the Sushumna. Okay, the energy is so much directed towards the spine, it will get activated. The brain, it will literally trigger the prana, and that will vibrate the glands in our brain, like the pineal gland and pituitary gland, and all that glands will be vibrated, because it's a vibration. We are making the vibration. When the glands are vibrated, the secretions will happen. The endocrines and all that stuff happens. The more production of CSF will happen in a very organic way. That will give us more health and more emotional well-being, right? So that is the secret behind the pranayam. And when we do the pranayam, there are different pranayam. And when you do the pranayam, this thing will happen. So the energy, this thing prana meets, that becomes the chakra. So that in our palm also, the energy meets. The Ida and Pingala meets. That creates a chakra here, which is called the Hasta chakra. Hasta means hand. The Hasta or palm chakra. Okay, we have in our both hands. Okay. So we're going to activate that today, and we're going to feel our own prana. Okay. So shall we get into our practical things? Okay, great. Okay. Just follow this. Just press the center of your palm with the other hand's thumb finger, and gently press twice. The other hand also. Using your thumb, center of your palm, press twice. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Don't poke your center of your palm with your nails. Okay, that will hurt. We should not do it. We have to do with the edge of the thumb. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Center of your palm, both hands. Okay. One more time. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Do you feel the impression of what you gave a pressure on your palm? Do you feel the impression of that? A little mild, gentle pressure, what you gave, right? Now,
Yes.
lift your hand like this. Close your eyes. Just follow me. Lift your hands like prayer. Close your eyes and feel. Focus the place where you pressed. Close your eyes and lift your hand. The palm up towards the ceiling. Yeah, like a prayer. Close your eyes and focus where you press the palm. Just stay there in the center of your palm and feel the pressure that you applied on your palm, center of your palm. Feel it. You applied some pressure on your palm. Feel that. Both the hands, both the palms. Yeah, lift your hand like this. Close your eyes and feel the place where you pressed. Keep your hands towards the ceiling open and feel where you pressed. Please do that. Then only this will have some benefit. If you have any discomfort holding your hand like that, you can bring it down little, halfway down. You can hold your hands up to your tummy like that, tummy height, or to the chest. And feel the center of your palm. Feel it. Stay there as long as possible. When you are done, whenever you feel like you are done, you can open your eyes. Okay? Relax. So please share your experience. Okay, Sonalji.
I first felt the spot where I had pressed. Then there was a slight, like a heartbeat over there.
Yeah.
And at that point, I remember my body was leaning forward
Yeah.
a little bit. Automatically, it got straight.
Okay.
I mean, my posture became like, I could feel like the balance, two balance, and then the straight center point.
Okay. Okay.
And then there was I became calm.
Okay,
The
great.
last thought was that I'm not having any thought.
Okay.
And there was a very, very pale blue on the frontal part of the
Okay.
forehead.
Okay. Okay. Great.
That calmness was like, and I could not feel my breath. I knew I was breathing, but I did not feel the exit and entry point of the breath.
Nicely said. Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. Yes. Ashwini ji, yeah.
I have experienced the warmth on my palms,
Good.
and maybe I have some health issue. I'm caught with the flu.
Hmm.
I have just experienced the tingling effect there.
Okay. First thing, the warmthness is nothing wrong. It is actually a good thing.
Okay.
Okay. It is not because of your illness. It is actually a good thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay? That's good thing. Okay. So you felt a tingling, right? That's
Yeah.
because of the pulse. What Sonalji said, na? Kinds of a pulse. That's the thing. Okay. Yes, Naroda ji.
Yes, me too. I felt like a little heat on the points where I pressed.
Good. Yeah.
And then some kind of tingling.
That's great. Great. Yeah, Viraji.
So I don't know the meaning.
I will explain. Yeah, Viraji. You have to unmute. You muted. Viraji, you are muted.
Sorry.
It's
Well,
okay.
as shared by Ashwini ji and Narvada ji, of course, there was a little heat and warmth, but of course, I also felt some spiral movement.
Good.
Some kind of a spiral movement was there, and I was able to focus all the time on of course, the center of my palm. So nothing else was there in the mind. I was able to focus over there very, 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 very much.
That's great. Yes, Natasha ji.
Om Sai Ramanna.
Om Sai
I
Ram.
could feel the tingling sensation in the center of my palm, which was so clear, which I didn't think that, such a thing would happen once you just ask her to press 3 times, and the effect of it would be so much that I would clearly feel the sensation, the pressure. And
That's
something was happening in the center of the palm. Some sensation, some pressure was there. Which I don't know, which lasted for some while and then it went off.
That's good. Okay, good. Yes, Sumitra ji.
Yes, actually, in my right hand I could feel that tingling for the whole time.
Okay.
Then we started, but in my left hand I could not find it because I don't know whether because I'm having some sugar issues and all that. Health issues and all that. I don't know why I could not feel it. Though I tried to concentrate on the left hand to find out whether there was any tingling feeling in it. But in this, in the right hand, I felt there was a lot of pressure. Pressure was there. I mean, I could feel it as though something is actually pressing. Actually, that pressure in my right hand still persists.
Okay, got it.
I don't know whether it's good or not.
It's very good actually.
Oh, it still persists.
It's a kind of a healing is going around you.
Oh, but why is it not available on my left hand?
It's because you have started just now. It will take some time. The balance will happen sometime.
Okay.
You started today only, no? You have to do this every day. I'll tell you how to do this. Nothing to worry. It's a good. Whatever you share is a good sign.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Mahalakshmi ji.
Om Sai Ram. This is first time, so I didn't feel much. As Natasha ji told, some pressure. I can feel that pressure is on my both hands. Maybe as you said, this is the first time.
Yes,
so maybe in future, if I practice more, then I can feel more effects. That the effect will be more.
The future is just 1 minute away. We're going to do that again for 2 minutes.
Maybe I can't explain more than this. Just I can feel the pressure on my both hands. That I can feel, and some sensation that was there. So this is the first time actually. That's
first time, na?
Yeah.
We have to keep doing that.
Yes, Ji. Yes.
Thank you, Ji. Yes, Deepti ji.
So I didn't feel any pressure or heat or anything on the palm, but I felt like a little light. I felt somewhat light and a little relaxed. I felt. So that was my feeling. But on the palm side, it was just like that. But somehow internally, I was feeling a little light and was stressed about something. So at least for that brief moment, I wasn't thinking about all those things. I felt a little calm.
Yeah, got it. Okay. So now you got some idea. Let us do this one more time. This time, let us stretch this for some more time, because after this, I'm going to tell you how to do this day-to-day basis. When you practice this day-to-day basis, it's a very simple practice. There is no terms and conditions for this. You can do this anytime, whenever you feel like you want to do. You can do that wherever you are, whenever you want to do. You can do this. Just lift your hand, close your eyes, focus your hand, and no need to press. Pressing is done. That is just for us to feel. So this time, just hold your hand like this, close your eyes, and focus on the center of your palm. That's all. Okay, this is that simple. You can do this before food, after food, or not food, nothing. Whenever you want, you can do that. There is no conditions for that. You are lying down, you can do that. Okay, you are sitting and do that. Walking also, you can do that. It's up to you. If you think that others won't think anything about you, others, you can do that anytime. Okay, so we'll do one more time, and then I'll tell you again how to do and how it's going to help us. Okay, one more time. Let us start this doing. Okay, lift your hand, close your eyes, and focus in the center of your palm. Try to keep the palm upwards towards the sky. The palm should face the ceiling. Before you want to finish this, don't open your eyes. Just let me know. I want to take you this on another step. Feel the center of your palm. When you feel like you are done, don't open your eyes, but please let me know. Relax. Slowly you can bring down your... I think this time... Okay, Mahalakshmi ji. Yeah.
Yes, this time is better than last time.
Okay.
Yeah, I can feel my hands are just, when I concentrate on just focus on my palms, just going down, the arms are going down and coming up, and also some rotations are, I can feel the chakras on that is I can feel rotations going on, like chakra, when you move the chakras, how it feel, that is I can see that one. On the left hand, I felt more than right hand.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it is a great feeling, and like last time I didn't feel that much, but this time I feel like
it got picked up for you. Intensive.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
very nice.
Sumitra ji.
Yes.
Sumitra ji, I think you raised your hand, right? Okay, she didn't. Okay. So how do you feel this time, Natasha? How's that one?
I was feeling more energy in my palms. I felt like I was holding energy. It was, my hands were feeling heavier.
Exactly.
Okay, as if I was holding something.
Yeah,
Some
that's the right
energy
thing.
I was holding. So
Yeah.
that's what I felt. And
Yes.
in between, my mind was also wandering. Then I again brought it back to focus. Yeah, but then I could feel the energy much more than what I
So
felt in the
you are
first.
feeling like heavy, right?
Yes, heavier.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, this I forgot to tell you. The same thing. The same thing I also felt little heaviness on my hands. Yeah, palms. Correct.
So,
Exactly. Yeah.
Sushma ji, I think you also felt the same, right? Yes, you are nodding, so I can see that you also felt the same.
Yes, I felt exactly the same. It was so heavy, you know. So when I can some kind of a vibration, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't know what to say. It's a pulsating feeling,
I'll tell
or
you
I
that.
don't know
What is
what
that?
it is.
I will. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's great. Yeah, Deepti ji. Yeah.
Yes, even I felt heaviness this time, and warmth also, like my whole arm, at my shoulders, elbows, and even till the back, upper back.
Good.
I felt warmth. Yeah.
Good. Yes, Narada ji.
Yes, me too. I felt the left hand more, like very heavier and heavier, and then lighter, and like a mixed feelings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the common experience what you guys went through is heaviness on your palm, and that kind of a circular motion and some vibrations, right? So these are the signs that you actually felt your prana. Got it? You felt the prana. Yes, Sonaji.
This time I saw a beautiful purple indigo light all across my forehead. I forgot about my palms and I was enjoying that.
It was like that kaleidoscope kind of, right?
Yes,
It was coming
absolutely.
like this and
but
disappeared.
only in the shade of purple, deep purple.
That means that is the
And
cessation of
light.
mind. That is a sign of cessation of your mind.
Okay.
That's a
Then
sign of
complete blank
yeah.
for 2-3 minutes.
Yeah.
And complete matlab, it was like a void. Absolute dark void. Completely. And I really enjoyed. I forgot about my hands. I think I have put down my hands at that time.
Slowly, this will take to an state of consciousness where we will forget our body. Our body-related consciousness will go away. We'll be in the all-pervading consciousness. We'll become the Digambar,
Yes.
See, Digambar not necessarily a nude yoga, yogi. Digambar means that directions become our dress.
Our
Our
body takes on the form of the directions.
Exactly, that is called. So our consciousness from the body, it will becomes everything. From this individual consciousness, and it will become the every consciousness, the wholesome consciousness. So that is the the glimpse that you had. Actually, the cessation of mind, the cessation of the mind, the blankness is actually leading you towards that, because already you practice, maybe you practice something that helped you today.
Yes.
So
After
basically,
a long time, I saw this deep purple color. After a very long time. It used to
really
halt at yellow and green sometimes.
okay.
Many times that thoughts would continue only. Today it was like,
Yeah.
I don't know what.
Okay, that's a good thing, as I told you, the cessation of mind. When the cessation of mind happens, you will see the purple. Okay, yeah. So that will slowly lead towards that nothingness, emptying ourselves. Okay, now let me come to the conclusion part of this, that this, what you felt today, is your prana. Okay, this prana is everywhere in your body and outside also, through certain techniques. What I taught you today, it's a very simple one. Huh? The same way, in the future, I will teach you how to touch and activate the energy centers in your body. That is Muladhara, the Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata, whatever it is said. We can do the same practice to activate those energy centers so that the so-called third eye will open. The so-called. There is no such thing. That is the clairvoyance, the clarity that we're going to get. The drishti that we're going to get is called third eye. There is no actual third eye. When the consciousness is expanded, then it is called the third eye. Okay. So what you experience today, that you will feel the same in your Muladhara. I want you to practice this every day, whenever you want. There is no limitation to this. Whenever you feel, whenever you are in mood, lift up your hand, close your eye, just 2-3 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever the time you have. Just do that whenever possible. There is no restriction on this. Whenever you want, lying down, sleeping, sitting, walking, just focus on your palm. That will do wonders. And if you do that for a certain time, then we can go to the next level, where we can do the same to your Muladhara. The same thing will happen. You can feel the same heaviness, vibration, circulation, everything in your Muladhara. And that way we can activate your Muladhara. Okay? So that's the thing we're going to. 1 second. That's an alarm. Dwarakamai alarm. Okay, I'm supposed to be there. Okay, so we are ending this today with this. And please practice this. This is very, very, very important. This is a part of Tantric Yoga. Okay, and this is enough to attain samadhi. Just focusing on your palm will lead you to samadhi. Actually, yeah, this is that beautiful. Because just see, just closing your eyes, you entered into a void, a space of void, emptiness. If you keep practicing this, the body-related consciousness will, get detached, and you will enter into the beyond that, right? And then you will go beyond. It will take some time, but this is enough to enter into the state of samadhi. Okay. So going forward, we'll see many such methods, Tantric Yoga, and this is Tantric Yoga. This will benefit our health, physical and spiritual well-beings. Okay. And then, thanks a lot for your time.
Thank you so
And if
much.
there's
Thank you.
I want to definitely thank Natasha from the bottom of my heart for bringing me into this group and you're introducing me to you. Thank you, Natasha.
All Baba's will.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Virenji.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you very much.
You can ask me, otherwise we can wind up
Thank
the
you very
session.
much, Muraliji.
Yeah, thank you. And I have one request. You take your time, just think about this session and jot it down in your, make a comment feedback in our Mahadhuni group. Just take your time.
Yes.
You just articulate your experience and make it in your group that others will read and they will understand what they missed. Okay?
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
Om
you.
Om Sai Ram.
Everyone.
Om Sai Ram to everyone.
Om Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Bye, Vandan.
Thanks.